Today I'm going to give my predictions and speculations for The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 11, titled Claim. So let's get started. This episode right here is going to show us as viewers that the characters are getting closer to the Alexandria Safety Zone / Washington, D.C. or Washington, D.C. / Alexandria Safety Zone. And let me show you what I mean, because when I seen Rick's jacket, his new jacket he had on this episode, it pretty much showed me that they're following some aspects of the comic book in terms with Rick clothing. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. This right here is the Rick Grimes penny bank. It's very detailed, but that's not what I want to talk about. Look at the jacket Rick got. Look at it. This jacket right here is the same jacket that the Rick from the TV series will have on in the next episode. And Rick put this in the this right here is the comic book version of Rick Grimes. And as you can tell, the only difference is the jacket that Rick have on in the TV series don't have the badges, the two badges, or the police badge right there. In Rick in the TV series, favorite gun is a revolver. So he don't have a revolver like a regular pistol. And you can see the coating all on the side of his if you can see that right. All on the side. So this right here is the same jacket that Rick Grimes from the TV series had on. In this episode, we pretty much going to see that. And like I say, when Rick from the comic book series had put this jacket on, that was close to the Alexandria Safety Zone. That's when he met Jesus around that time. So yeah. So I'm about to look at the promo and give y'all my overall speculations and my speculations and predictions. Also, I think in this episode we will get more detail about what happened at Fourth Benning. Now we heard about Fourth Benning a lot of times, but we never really got a confirmation on what really happened. My prediction speculations is for this episode, I think Abraham, being from the army and being a sergeant, he will tell Glenn finally what happened in Fourth Benning, because we heard Lieutenant Wells tell the governor about it, but Lieutenant Wells wasn't in Fourth Benning at that time. The only person we knew that was in Fourth Benning was Pete, and Pete is Mitch's brother. You know Mitch, Lil Shane. I call him Lil Shane, the guy who's with the governor when they attacked the prison, the one who had the army tank. I call him Lil Shane, and his brother Mitch, the one the governor killed because Mitch was too soft and Mitch wasn't built for that world. Mitch said to the governor in episode 7, when they was in the cabin house, he was talking to the governor. He told the governor that him and Mitch was in Fourth Benning and they decided to leave. But he never said why they left Fourth Benning. He never said was Fourth Benning overrun by zombies. He never said none of that. He said they just decided to leave. So this right here got me thinking, maybe Abraham will finally explain, or somehow Abraham could be connected to Fourth Benning, and he will, like I say, he will probably tell Glenn what really happened this time. And I trust this coming from Abraham, because Abraham is out there with Rosita and Eugene literally salvaging food right now in an army truck. So hopefully we'll get some answers about what happened in Fourth Benning this time. So I'm about to watch the trailer, the promo, and give you my overall thoughts. So let's get started. All right. First we seeing also you can't hear the audio. All right, you cannot hear the audio because I got on earphones. Okay, we see Abraham, we see Rosita, we see Eugene, and we see Rick, and we see Michonne, and we see Carr on the railroad track. So I'm assuming in this episode, well, it's pretty much established that Rick will survive his confrontation that he have with these humans in this episode, because we see them later on walking on the railroad track. Now this railroad track could possibly lead them to the same area of the terminal area that Lindsay, Tyrese, Carol, and Mecca found. It probably could lead them, but then again, they could probably go their own path, because we do see Michonne, Carl, and Rick looking at a different at something, and they look shocked. So maybe they might find they might see some they might see some evidence of a group being there, meaning it could have been Abraham them there, and they seen some evidence that they was there, but Abraham is gone now. So they got to see something to be looking like that, or maybe they see one of their old group members. It could be. Just my speculation and prediction. So let's finish. Next, we see Rick hiding under a bed. Now remember, in one of the promos, Rick was in the kitchen in an abandoned house. He was talking to Michonne, and he was pretty much telling Michonne that they could stay there. And Michonne didn't really agree with it, but she agreed with it anyway. Even though in the back of her mind she didn't agree with it. And he tells Michonne, "I'm gonna come with you." And she tells Rick, "You're not in the shape to be coming with us." She said you was just unconscious for a whole night. That's not her exact words, but she pretty much said he was unconscious for a couple of hours that night with him and Carl, and he woke up that morning. So she tell Rick he needs to get some rest. And she'll go scavenge up stuff. She'll go on the hunt and scavenge up stuff. Her and Carl. And we can see how Rick nods his head to her and pretty much telling her, okay, I'll do it. Now, in the scene that just passed, we see Rick hiding under the bed with a white t-shirt on and a bottle of water. Now, I'm assuming Rick was getting rest at that moment until some I'm gonna call them scavengers. Probably some scavengers came in the house, searching the house, and you can see how Rick is frightened because now he's hiding under the bed from him. So that's my predicting speculations. Well, it's pretty much obvious. Next, we see Rick like standing. He's on top of a roof with could be a machine gun in his hand. I don't know exactly what type of gun it is, but remember, Rick didn't have that gun when he was in the house. The only gun Rick had was his revolver. And remember, the guy we seen coming in that room, I don't know what type of gun he had because I'm not too good with my weaponry and with my guns. But I don't know what type of gun he had, but it's possible, just possible, that Rick killed that dude and took his weapon because Rick didn't have that gun unless Rick found that gun in the house. And I highly doubt that. So I think Rick probably snuck and killed that dude without. He was probably worried because think about it. He do have his revolver, but why would he use his revolver? Well, why would he use his revolver on that human being? But also not knowing if that dude is with somebody else. So it makes sense for him to sneak and kill a dude just in case the dude brung some more people with him. And next we see a scene of a door. And we pretty much know what this scene is. We see Michonne in a house in one of the promos, and it's revealed to us that Michonne loved art. She loved art because in season 3, episode 12, titled "Clear" with Morgan in it, we can see how Michonne had went into that cafe with Carl, but later on, the cafe gets overrun, and Michonne literally risked her life to get Carl's picture or to get Carl's family picture, and she also risked her life to get a cat. It's not even a real cat. This cat was made. It was made. It's not a real cat. It was a type of art cat. It had different colors attached to it, and like I say, it's revealed in the episode that Michonne loves art. She loves it, and you can see how she's looking at she's looking at that picture in that promo, and you can see her looking at that door, and she gets close to that door. But once she gets close to that door, the promo goes off. Now I'm assuming that it's possibly somebody could have died in that room, or it could be one of those scavenger people that probably killed somebody in that house and just left them sitting there, or it could be one of the scavengers in the house that Michonne finds, and she might end up killing them. Now I know a lot of y'all thinking, saying, well, maybe it's the hunter. You got to remember, but some of you don't remember because these people didn't have an arc. The hunters had a story arc alone for they characters because they was cannibals. But a lot of people don't remember the bandits. The bandits is the guys that Rick, Carl, and Abraham had ran into in the comic books before they had went to find well before they had went to get Morgan. And like I said, a lot of people don't bring up the bandits, and it's understandable because the bandits don't have their own story arc. But like I say, the show do sometimes remixes the events that happen in the comic books, but it happened in later events in the show. So maybe these could be the bandits this time, searching on running through the house, like the bandits we seen in the comic book. And the bandits we seen in the comic book was very dangerous. They was about to take Rick, Abraham, and Carl's supplies by force. And it got so bad that one bandit was talking about raping Carl. That was crazy. But like I said, these could be the bandits. I don't see these people being the hunters yet. Not yet. So, moving on. Next, we see a zombie walking through a cornfield. Like I say, Abraham and Glenn is close to a cornfield. If you in Tara, Eugene, and the rest of them, they is close to a cornfield. So it's possible they probably stop to talk, because we do see Abraham talking to him. And next we see Rick. Rick is literally, he's hiding from somebody, and we can see him hiding by the porch. Well, he's hiding on the side of a porch on the walk-in part. And this right here makes me wonder, and I said this earlier. Remember, I don't think these guys, I don't think just one guy was in that house when Rick was in there asleep. He had to have more people with him, because why would Rick sneak out the window and jump off the roof? I think in this scene I'm looking at right now with Rick hiding, I think when Rick had went outside, he was on that roof, I think he had jumped off the roof so he couldn't be detected. That's the reason why we see him hiding right now, because he didn't know how many men that one guy had with him. So we see him just sitting right there and look like he's ready to attack, or he's trying to see. And we see Glenn talking to Tara, and he asks her what did she see. Probably asking her about what happened with Maggie them. But then again, that don't make no sense. But I'm pretty sure he's asking her about the events that happened at the prison, because like I said, I don't think he got full detail exactly, because we did see him faint in the last episode. He kind of fell down. Then Abraham showed us. So I don't think he got a lot of answers that he wanted to ask. But I think in this episode he will get those answers to ask, and I think he's going to really be questioning Tara. And like I say, his goal right now is to look for Matt. Next, we see a zombie, and I don't know what this zombie is stuck in, but he is definitely stuck in something. And next, we see Rick. Let me see. We see Rick hiding by, I don't know. He's hiding by a house. And this time, he got on the jacket that I just showed y'all. This statue right here. He got on that same jacket. Except he got his arm though. This guy ain't got his arm. He got one hand. And this guy he ain't got no hand. He only got one. But anyway. We see Rick hiding with the gun in his hand that he had in the house. The same gun that we seen him on the roof when he had that white t-shirt on. And he was creeping out the window. Now I think Rick is probably running around or running around houses trying to look for Carl and Michonne. Because like I said, he got that jacket on. He didn't have that jacket on when he was on the roof of that house. So I think he's going around looking for them now. Because I think he knows more of those people that came with that one guy that he probably killed. So we see him looking for him right now. Or he could be looking for him right now. Carl and Michonne. Looking for their whereabouts. Next we see a guy walking down the road. It's clearly Glenn. Because we see Abraham trying to talk to him and pretty much tell him it's time to move on. Your girlfriend could be dead. And Abraham, one of those characters who don't sugarcoat it, which he straight up tell you how it is. And that's what I love about his character. And we see Glenn. Glenn probably gets mad and he probably leaves because he wants to look for Maggie. He don't want to be around Abraham. He want to look for his wife, and we see him walking down the street. And the reason why I say it's Glenn because we see some riot gear, and I see some a riot helmet, well, a helmet sticking out, and we see him carrying. So I think it's Glenn walking, but we can't see the whole body. So I think he's trying to go look for Maggie, and he ain't gonna let nothing stop him. Next, we see Glenn firing. Now, this probably could be rage. Rage is going through him. You can see his face expression. Like I say, he's probably enraged. And like I say, because he's so frustrated, he don't know what Maggie, he don't know what none of his old group members is. And he don't know these people that he's with right now. He don't know Abraham. He don't know Tara. He don't know Rosita. He don't know Eugene. And he's frustrated. So he's probably taking it out on the walkers by shooting a whole bunch of ammo with Abraham. Like I say, they probably had that conversation when you see them parked right there. Next we see Glenn. No, we see Rick. And he's sitting by that same area that I just talked about, by the house. And you can see some bricks were beneath them. And you can see how Rick get ready to rise up. Look like he's getting ready to attack. I think he is getting ready to attack one of the guys. So I definitely see them killing these guys, because later on we see them in the promo, we see them walking on the railroad track. So yeah, that's the end of that promo. And let me add a bit more on to this, if y'all don't mind. Also, in this episode, we're going to see Daryl, we're going to see Beth, and I think we're going to see Daryl possibly running through that graveyard at nighttime, because we did see that in one of the promos that came out. And I think we're going to see Daryl and Beth in an empty house with a whole bunch of zombies hanging up to the wall. And it's revealed that these zombies that's hanging up to the wall committed suicide. Well, they committed suicide while they was human, then they transformed to zombies, because we see them hung. They literally hung themselves, like committed suicide, hung themselves, and just killed themselves. And we see a scene of that when Daryl running in the house while it's dark, and we also see him run through the graveyard. So I think we're going to see that scene in this episode. So I think I pretty much touched on everything about that. I think we're going to see. I definitely think we're going to see the bandits. And about the sanctuary that we seen with Tyrese, Maggie, with Tyrese, Carol and stuff. I don't know too much about the sanctuary, because like I say, this is something new to the TV series. This is not even in the comic book. So, and also Fourth Benny was never mentioned in the comic book. That's why I'm saying I hope Abraham tell Glenn something. We get some answers about that. And I will have my Abraham Ford characterization video coming up this week, so y'all be ready for that. Remember to subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave your overall comments and your thoughts for this episode, your prediction, your speculations in the comment section down below. And have a blessed day. Peace.